Hello, welcome. So, this is my first podcast. Well, my first official podcast. So, I'm gonna do it in the format. Sorry for clearing my throat, but I'm gonna do it in the format of right now, just like a little sponsor. Intro, random thoughts is the name of the podcast. So random thoughts. It's the podcast edition, and yeah, today is it's a marijuana day, or a sativa day. So I'm gonna intro. I'm gonna do the sponsorship, the intro, and then get to the main title and subtitle one, subtitle two, so on to subtitle five, and then I'm gonna do like 15 minutes per topic. Try to do that, and then an outro, which is my little slogan. Sorry for clearing my throat again, but life is stupid, so let's make it awkward. Which, as a person with on the autism spectrum, life is pretty stupid. It's pretty awkward, so I'm just gonna go with that. But I'm gonna take a sip of water. 1 second. So this podcast might be like just this effing mic. And so the podcast might be like an hour per hour and a half. And so this is gonna be me getting used to me speaking and getting used to my voice. Anyways, let's start with the podcast. Enough talking. So this podcast is sponsored by Cozy Lion. Cozy Lion Pre-roll. If you ain't cozy, you lying. Cozy Lion Blueberry, aka Sativa. Yo, it really like so my little quick little review about it. Also, too sorry for sniffing into the mic, cause hello, my little. Actually, it's spring, so my allergies are flaring up. Anyways. But yeah, so as far as the pre-roll, so I'm gonna be doing a blunt and brunch thing where I do that and smoky, wake up, do my little morning rituals, and then smoky, and give a little review, and then go to brunch because it does enhance the tasty tasties. But But anyways, it tastes pretty good. Like it was like honestly before a lot of pre rolls I had, it will be just like a burnt flavor, probably just me. But this one actually had like a little sweetness to it. It's like, ooh, this is a little sweet. It's sweet. It was sweet. Anyways, that's all I can describe it right now. I can't really think of it. It didn't taste like it wasn't blueberry, but it was like kind of like a citrus. Anyways, on to the podcast. Oh, also too. So once each, I set an alarm for when to move on to the next topic, and it will be, you know the theme. It's a Pokemon theme at the moment. But yeah, from a game I have not played yet. So I have not played Legends of yet. So of May. Yeah. Also too. Yeah. Today's date is May 14th. It's a month before my birthday. It's Gemini season. I'm a Gemini. Anyways, so but yeah, it's May 14th, 2024. Yeah. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So that's why I'm naming it brunch and blunts because yeah, when I get to the time, it's time for me to get hungry because it does increase the appetite too. Yeah, I'll be in the mood to tasty. Anyways, moving on. So officially, so the main topic of today is I'm so happy I can cry. It's yeah, so the reasoning for that topic is I found myself crying a lot lately, but it hasn't been tears of sadness or grief or trauma or anything like that. It's been more of tears of happiness, joyful tears. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. I love this drink. Anyways, But yeah, I'm so happy I can cry. And it's like I did a meditation, and it was like a few weeks ago, and I cried, and God, it feels like warm silk, warm liquid silk. I don't know, just being wrapped in liquid silk. I don't know. It was just so heavenly, and it was tears of happiness. It's just like tears of just all the, I want to say like all the grief, and I guess it's like no more tears to cry. Get it, Ari? No more tears to cry. And Ariana, she no, she's not a Gemini, but her birthstone is Pearl, and mine's too. So yeah, Pearl's in the house. But yeah, just so happy I can cry. Just like no more tears of trauma. It was just like yeah, that recognition of no more tears to cry of trauma. No more tears of frustration. No more tears of grief. Like no more tears of like sorrow, of stress. Just like no more negative tears. It's like why would I have to cry over anything negative? Like again. So and it'll be there for a while. It's like it's the calm, and like the calm has finally happened, and it's a, and I guess it's celebration tears. Because like just overcoming a lot and just being here in a space where I feel validated, I feel loved, I feel appreciated. And it's not a negative, self-centered, egotistical type of thing. It's more of let me slow down to talking because I got ADHD. Um, yeah, also to have ADHD, so I might get a little fast with the speaking, and I might have to tone it down. And I think like the more that I do the podcast, the more I can learn how to do that, like slow down with speaking. But yeah, it was just it's yeah, celebration tears. Just champagne tears, like champagne problem tears. Like the only thing I have to worry about is what do I do next. So the reason why for the final tears, well, not really for the final tears, but you know, yeah, like recently at the job that I was at, when I wake up in the morning and I like to wakey bakey, that placey. So I got terminated for that job, from a job, and yeah, I put in my 90 days, and then the person who, which I'll mention later on, further down the line, but it's pretty much me separating myself from the situation. um, Pretty much put in my 90 days to get out of a toxic situation, and and it didn't really backfire because I did my tarot card readings and I just got into tarot, but I already knew what's gonna happen. So the person like fired me, which is odd because the person's is a complete idiot, and it's like, I'm like, bruh, you're not who you think you are. First of all, you're a barista. You're not. You're still a head lead supervisor. What the no? What the fuck was your title? You're a head shift lead. That's what you are. A head shift lead. And that's nowhere in corporate. So for you to now jump from head shift lead in less than a year, become a general manager, like in the pretty much you became a general manager within the time of less than a year. You went from head shift lead to general manager, and you have no college degree, you have no professionalism, you have no emotional intelligence or control. You have mental riddled with mental health issues that pretty much hinder you to be definitely underqualified for your job. And I'm an advocate for mental health, but like, bro, you need to get that shit checked out. uh But yes, but after all that frustration, I realized that like I was gonna quit anyways. Also, too, I fucking hate these jobs, not just this job in particular, all of them, and well, service jobs in particular. So service, surveillance, and sanitation. I'm like, I hats off, tilt to you, you men and women who are in the trenches and doing the work of the Lord. But I can't, and a lot of people will agree. It's just not cool. But anyways, yes, I quit, and after a long sit, also to forgive the dripping in the back if you can hear it. But drip drip. Uh, but yeah, so like but yeah, just after realizing I didn't want that job anyways. So like now what do I do next? And it gave me like, to move on to transition to subway or to pivot. And this is how you pivot. Um, who the hell did that? Yeah, was it? Oh my god, it wasn't SNL. I had to look it up, but SNL. It was Hillary Clinton. The president was playing Hillary, and this is how you pivot. Anyway, it's subject two. I'm going to move on before, so like, yeah, it'd be 15 minutes. So how do I feel? I feel relieved. Uh, Subtitle number two is how do I feel? Um, I feel I feel relieved. I feel released. I feel I feel like a window has been opened. The reason why I got into that job in the first place is because I was depressed, and I was suffering from depression, anxiety, PTSD, also to undiagnosed autism. I'm on the autism spectrum, so like that, and also to ADHD. Like have a lot. It's a lot. In the words of the great EXO, that's a lot. That's a lot. And so I was just like buried with depression every day, with just you know work in the means to support myself, and just casting myself away in a husk and just surviving. It's pretty much like disassociation and just going on autopilot, and just pretty much you're in this mech in this Zord from like Power Rangers. You're just in this big mechanical thing. You're just there. Pretty much you're just there. You're just in this big mechanical thing, just there. And yeah, it's just released from that. I guess it's a defense mechanism not to be crushed, pretty much. Because yeah, I get it. About the job, how I feel about quitting slash getting terminated. This is like the third job within the last 2 years I quit slash got terminated from. So it's kind of Billie Eilish bored, I've been through this before. When you walk out the door, you teach me how to feel about it, and how to forget about it, and how to move on without it, and how to need it. It's pretty much a means to a way, and now knowing that helps me feel more relieved than not being stuck. And yeah, it's all these jobs are the same. Checking out the pattern that nobody cares about these jobs. Like in the long run, if I actually wanted to move up career wise in corporate or whatever, in corporate America, that's the only way to move up. Like which I don't want to do that. Uh, yeah, like this job doesn't matter. If I ever decide to go into accounting and wanted to apply to an entry level job for some type of accounting, this job would not matter one bit. They would never go back and say, "Oh yeah, back in 2024, we saw that you were a barista at Wakey Bakeries, Larry, and you were fired by TJ City Girl, and because they clocked you spilling lemonade, no shade, no tea, no tea, no lemonade, no shade." No, they're not. So they don't care. So how do I feel about getting terminated slash quitting? I feel happy and relieved that I would no longer have to put up with a person like that because it does that on top of everything else. It really brings you down because you have all these mental health issues and then you have to go to work and you have to deal with these annoying customers every day and then you have to deal with a manager. Oh, sorry, a head a head shift head shift. This title is so stupid. It's like the Miss Kendra show. People call them these stupid ass titles. A head lead supervisor, general manager. Yeah, that's what he is. They don't pay you enough to be around that. They don't pay you to have to pretty much. This this person cussed me out and got promoted. It pretty much I feel like I was living in a twilight zone of I think it was it was Ted in the movie Ted by Seth Rogen. Anyways, oh no, bruh, like he was Ted. He was like the teddy bear Ted, rude, obnoxious. I can't say that word. Just in stupid and just like just rude and just rude and crude and just obnoxious. I can't say that word. No, obnoxious. I can't. You guys got it. And yo, like, bruh, dude cussed me out and got promoted to from just a barista to uh, supervisor. To head shift lead, uh, top shelf security of the world, Craig. Uh, his title is so fucking stupid and convoluted. I hate people. Uh, But yeah, how do I feel not had to not had to actually calm my chakra spiritual being before I go into like spiritual warfare with an idiot. I feel happy. I feel like I can pretty much focus my energies onto other things and become greater than what I am now. It will actually help me focus on being greater, and I think because of just really clearing my mind and that's clearing my mind, and that's the reason why I got into the job anyways. Like I got into the THC cannabis CBD. Just I got into that like because it's a herbal remedy, and I want to look for more holistic ways of treating my depression, anxiety, ADHD, and help with the autism. And it's actually a useful tool I'm finding, and it's kind of funny when people will come into the shop to get whatever they want, and it has like the THC and CBD, and it's like I want to get fucked up, and it's like what's fucked up? Like no one can ever describe. That's the weirdest thing too. Everyone comes in to get these drugs and these chemicals and these mind altering things just to get fucked up, but no one can ever explain what fucked up is. Also, too, hopefully this mic is recording, because if not, I am going to be pissed. Actually, no, it is recording because I can see the things. Hopefully, this is like a really good volume, because if not, I am going to be a PP'd. But anyways, yeah. So just like everyone comes in to get these things to get fucked up, and it's like no one can ever explain getting fucked up, and it's like, well, let me look at a different approach to these drugs, to actually figure out how to clear my mind and actually become mentally focused so I can move on and I won't have to depend on pharmaceuticals for the rest of my life. I had to go to a doctor and get prescribed something, and I can actually ease off of it, but or help like or use it to as an addition to it. Um, but yeah, also I can like I have to start therapy. So, and I'm not doing a goddamn BetterHelp. So, no, we're not sponsoring BetterHelp here. I need to go to a real therapist and get some therapy, and that's the next step. And now, oh what? Oh no! Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was actually going to do that, stay another minute on this topic, but I'm kind of bored and I want to move on from the topic. So, topic number two, subtopic number two. All right, number three. Oh my god. So, we're on subtopic number three. How's my mental health? Uh, so, yeah, my mental health is feeling a lot better. Like I said, like I cleared out my apartment recently and painted all the walls white, and I'm going to go with a Y2K theme, and just like just right now having the walls painted white, really, and clearing out everything from my apartment, it really helped mentally, because first of all, I realized it's too much stimuli, just way too much, and it wasn't a lot, but it was too much. And I think the reason why is because I haven't set myself in a pattern of putting things away properly or having my space clear. And which another thing I'll have to touch on in future video or future podcasts is realizing that you're hoarding. Like, oh my god, I'm a hoarder. Or not really, like I have hoarder like tendencies, and also to consumerism, and like just really realizing all these things that really go like incognito in everyday life. It's like now I have to realize it, like, oh shit, like I have no real hobbies. Like watching videos on YouTube all day is not a hobby. That's because like mentally I was just like over life. And yeah, like throughout the last past 6 months of working at the place, and I have been on a journey of like doing CBD and THC, and it has really helped. Like the pre-roll today, it does spark creativity, and for me to actually just get up and just do it. Nike, just do it. Shy girl, just do it. Yeah, he said he was into it. I said, just do it. That's another thing I'm just gonna do. Just like go off the cuff and be like comedic, cause yeah, yeah. Life is stupid and awkward, and I'm making it stupid and awkward. So and actually, I might actually cut down the timing of each topic depending on how I feel. Today's just a test, like a little test run, and it's been 22 minutes. But yeah, I can actually focus on my mental health. It's another thing. Quitting slash uh, getting terminated can actually relieve me to get things done outside of the workplace to actually like help my mental health. I realized that like another reason why I was depressed because I was always focused on these milestones that a lot of my peers were reaching, and that really kind of messed me up mentally because it's like I should be on the same path, or I should be near or aligning, and seeing all these different quote unquote benefits they were receiving they actually had to work hard, so I'll give it to them for that. Like through their schooling, and they're able to go and they're making all this money, and it's like, oh, they're making all this money, honey. Look at all that money. They can go on vacations, and they can go and they water time. Yeah, I love this drink. But they can go on vacations, and they can go on vacations. The hell, those first those first of all, they can go on vacations. But I think like a lot of things, it was like living life on hard mode as far as mentally, and I would say like me getting a diagnosis of I want to say it's been a year almost. I think it's been a year since I had my diagnosis of ADHD and being on the spectrum, on the autistic spectrum. And I had to go and get like another testing because the person who did it, she's She's like one of, I don't know, like she's qualified to be a nurse, but I think she's more on the nursing side than she is on the like mental health side. Gosh, but no, she's a physician, but she's just like a nurse practitioner. So then she got like a psych. She went into the program, got a psych, you know, um, I don't want to call it a certificate, but it's like, she went to a psych program. It was like a 2 year psych program, and she added that onto her credentials. And it sounded like she just wanted to build up a lot of stuff so she can just build up her practice right away. And it's like not having much experience. And just like because she took a lot of liberties of doing some things but not other things. So like she diagnosed me without officially diagnosing me. We did the whole evaluations, and it took a few hours and a few days and a few appointments. And I did it on her personal phone, which was odd. I didn't do it on her computer because she's her computer. Oh, well, goddamn. Uh, what's the name of this? The village is Herbalife. Is this Herbalife Village? Oh my god, it's Herbalife Village, guys. Um, take y'all supplements, y'all. Take y'all Herbalife supplements, y'all. Herbalife Village in the house. Anyways, snoozing it. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut the topics down to 10 minutes per topic. But far as and finally that thing went off. God dang it. But yeah, like far as my mental health, it's gotten a lot better. And so I think the woman, Miss Lopez, I think her name was Jennifer Lopez too. I think her name was actually Jennifer Lopez. No, her name was no, her last name was Lopez. But anyways, God damn Jennifer Lopez. Anyways, I make her like tacos and burritos, taco flavored kisses. Oh, Jenny. Anyways, taco flavored kisses. Oh, Jenny. Anyways, but mentally, but yeah, mentally I can. But yeah, she seemed like she was legit as far as being a nurse practitioner. But she gave me my diagnosis. But and she another odd thing she did was when we talked about Ritalin or Adderall. There's an Adderall shortage, and so she had me personally go around to my pharmacies, my local pharmacies, to ask if they had a shortage on the Adderall, which is kind of odd because you're a physician, you're in the healthcare system. You should be able to call around and ask yourself or look into your system. So I had to do my evaluation on her personal phone, on the app on her personal phone, which is odd. And then we had to go around to different pharmacies to ask about Adderall shortages, which is odd again. She diagnosed me a non-stimulant because she can do that. Like, cause then she's talking about my heart, and yeah, my heart. Yeah, I used to do bodybuilding training and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stress on my heart. But my main physician. So my main physician, Mr. Kim, he's awesome. Shout out to Mr. Kim. Um, who sent me to her. Yeah, like he said, you're fine to take Adderall, you're okay, you're cleared. And, ran the same test she ran. And then she's talking about she can't prescribe it because of my heart. And it's like, girl, I came to see you about my mind. So prescribe me that effing medication. You whore. Boo. Uh, Another odd thing was she wore the effing same suit every time. I think I saw her probably like 5 different times, and she wore the same suit every effing time. I was like, girl, you got the same suit on every effing time for 5 different. Like, come on, girl. I'm a man, but I'm a gay man. So, girl, this is Marge Simpson, like Chanel. No, come on. Well, no, you better Marge Simpson Chanel that shit. You better switch it up, do something. And she never switched it up. She never took the blazer off. She never like hiked up the skirt. She never like put on a different like top. She never put on a different blouse. She never wrapped. She could have just wrapped the blouse or the blazer around her shoulders. I don't know. Do something creative. Uh, it was like oh god, it's like living in a simulation, like going to see the same effing person. And every time she'll say, I need your results from your doctor in order to prescribe you medication. And then I'm like, okay, so why do you need me to go and physically go get the same exact test done, the same exact scans you done from him to bring back to you physically, so you can clear me for the medication? That makes zero sense. Like, she was just fishy. And then when I went online and searched up her name, like, she got her psych certification during the pandemic. So yeah, yeah. Anyways, but anyway, so I had to go get another diagnosis. Anyways, but far as like having that initial diagnosis, we officially stopped speaking with. I stopped speaking with her because at one point I'm like, I went to go see her to get a proper diagnosis because I was dealing with crap at work and I wanted to start school, and I had to quit school because I started school and she wouldn't give me a proper diagnosis so I can take for my class. Anyways, we'll move on to that in a different time too. So final time I went to go see her, I'm like, hey, give me my diagnosis. You never say whether or not I had the diagnosis or not, but you prescribe me medication. So where's my paperwork saying that I officially have these things? And she's like, well, I never did say that you didn't have ADHD or you're on the spectrum. I did say you're. She's like, you are, and she's like, but some other crap about the medication. And I'm like, I just need this. I told you plenty of times that I need this note from your doctor. I'm like, also too, another thing, when we did our evaluation, she's like, is there any, if you were, like, she asked me about suicidal thoughts, and I'm like, because this once again mental health, and I was like, yeah, I experienced that in the past. And she was like, well, how would you do it if you were to? This is getting deep. I'm not getting this deep this fast, but I'm already this deep anyways. But I described, like, I described I would do it with overdosing on pills. And why would you prescribe me? Because I said that I was suffering from lack of sleep, insomnia. Of course, you prescribe me medicate, or well, that comes with the other stuff. But you prescribe me with ADHD come insomnia. But yeah, you prescribe me sleeping pills, and I told you that was a way. So that's another shady thing. So you're worried about my heart, that you won't prescribe me a stimulant, but you won't actually give me an official diagnosis so I can go get the medication because you're worried about my heart. But you'll prescribe me sleeping medications knowing that I'm depressed, and if that was to become suicidal, that'd be an option. You're horrible. I should sue for negligence. But anyways, like, another weird thing I found out, she had like many different postings of advertising her services. She was a little hot Latina. Weird. She wore them ugly ass suits. But well, that suit. Sorry, off topic. But yeah, so that was just weird. The whole thing was weird. Our partings, like, when I was gonna go sue the corporation of Mariano's for their mistreatment. Uh, Yeah, like, I'm asking for my paperwork. Like, hey, in school too. Like, I need my paperwork for school. Give me my paperwork for school. And first of all, we had a few more sessions so I can officially get my diagnosis. But she canceled all of them. Like, I think it was like three of them she canceled. Then when I tried to cancel them again, the staff told me that she was out of the office and they don't know when she'll be back. Then I email her on one of her other sites, and yeah, she was like, oh well, I no longer work for them. I was like, okay, so where's my diagnosis? She's like, well, I don't know who you are. She's like, you have to come into my office again and do an evaluation. I'm like, no, we already did an evaluation. She's like, no, I don't do evaluations for ADHD and autism. I was like, what? I'm like, am I in the twilight zone? I was like, I knew it was suspicious. She was doing all that stuff on her phone. So pretty much, she took all her clients' paperwork. She like, I'm pretty sure she took all her clients' paperwork, or she pretty much left out a lot of information so she can build up her practice, like lead you on. And I was like, we'll do all the evaluations, and we know something's wrong with you, but we're gonna hold off until actually giving you. I told her too. Once I get I came here for my diagnosis. That's all. I'll go somewhere else to seek treatment, but I just want to come here for my diagnosis. And yeah, so she opened up her own little practices all around the city, or I mean, all around online. And she has like 8 different sites she posted on, and she won't give me my diagnosis. So she's like, well, come, you have to come into my office, and we have to like do it because I didn't diagnose you, because I don't do that. And also too, I was like, yeah, you did. And she's like, no, when I worked there, they only accept this type of healthcare, and the healthcare, the health insurance, and that health insurance doesn't cover evaluations. So I wouldn't have been able to do an evaluation on you there because, oh, there you go, Herbalife City. Hey, 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 let's go. Yeah, yeah. A little freestyle on the beat. Waking up, feeling like a super freak. Ay, it's a Tuesday. Ay, go race your Tuesday. Ay, we getting tipsy, whipsy. Go ahead with the brunch with a hit me. Go ahead like Whitney. Go ahead, Britney. Hit me, baby, one more time. You know you on my mind. Hit me, baby, one more time. Baby, you blow my mind. Mind. Baby, you blow my mind. Anyways, okay. Hopefully you were able to hear the little rap song I bust out into. I'm turning this down. The Herbalife Village. But yeah, just to just to wrap up that. Excuse me, Jesus, Lord Christ in heaven. But just to wrap up that little segment, we're gonna move on to recovery. As far as my mental health, from the scammer, Joanne Scammer, Jennifer Lopez, taco flavored kisses. Oh, Jenny, you know I love your taco flavored kisses. Anyways, best South Park episode ever. Uh, So now it's just like, now that I have an initial diagnosis, I have to go receive an official. So I have the paperwork diagnosis, and I can restock on my medication. So now I can go. She prescribed me 2 medications. The witch doctor. I wanna call the nurse again, but she's being a little bitch. I gotta get out of here. Shout out to Pink. Uh, I'm lying here on the floor where you left me. I think I had far too much. Those are not the words. Um, I'm crying here. What have you done? I don't know where that singing voice came from, but I love it. Um, but yeah, it's time for recovery, and like I gotta go get my final diagnosis. But just having the initial, my pronunciation, my what is wrong with me pronouncing words this morning? Pronouncing words like a gay. Oh yeah, speaking of the gays, it's about the Pride Month, and like some ugh, it's gonna be Pride Month in 2 weeks. Vomit. Uh, shout out, shout out to the gays. Pride. Everybody say love. Mm-hmm. Uh, but But far as shout out to Mother Rue. But far as recovery, yeah, it's just like comedy. Like first of all, I'm finding myself like uh finding myself. Like I'm finding myself. It's like Kingdom Hearts dive into the heart. Like just going and just forgiving my past selves, but also to giving validation to my past selves. And there's where the tears of happiness come from. It's like, tears of happiness of, just being present in the moment, but also to, unboxing a lot of past and being so far removed from that past that it's now easier to unpack it, and it's kind of numb now. So once again, it's a lot of reflecting, looking back, and crying, but crying tears of happiness and joy. Like crying tears, of like, oh man, that time was really awkward and bad. I mean, like really bad, but I made it awkward, or I made it fun, or I made it exciting. And just crying because for like, that's my baby. That's me. That's who I am. And I think like, just pretty much the sitting and embracing those past selves, and actually reflecting and receiving and validating and just overall encompassing those past selves, and also to just also realizing that those past selves are still part of me, and it's a collective, and it's like a team effort. I think another thing I would like to try to get into on this podcast is philosophy, because wisecrack. Shout out to wisecrack. Shout out to Michael on wisecrack. But yeah, it's a part of recovery. Collecting my past selves, and also too, I feel for a while that I went into a hyperbolic, like just like overprotective, cocoonish, a cocoon. Like I went to a cocoon within myself too, to actually do that work. And a part of recovery is with the defense mechanisms and the masking, with the ADHD and autism, and you know um it comes a lot of calluses, and a lot of the armor. It builds up over time, and it becomes heavy, and no one talks about the removal of the armor, and just the unmasking, taking off the mask, and peeling back the layers, and going back to the original you, and building up that you. But yeah, it's like a butterfly that's in a cocoon. It kind of has to actually liquefy and like dissolve, and be reborn, and actually build its wings and everything. So it's pretty much dying and being rebirth. It's a beautiful thing. Tears of joy, tears of happiness. I'm so happy I can cry. um but yeah, it's part of that recovery, and it's actually seeing those past selves and what they have done, and how that contributes to me today, helps towards the recovery. Because like, it wasn't all for naught. It wasn't all futile. Everything you do would be futile. It was all for something. And I think that's another thing that kind of mentally brought me down, was just doing all this hard work, and the struggle, and this pain, and just a lot. And it seemed like it wasn't building any traction. It wasn't leading to anything. It wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't good. I was a loser. I always say I'm a loser. People are like, no, don't say that about yourself. You're not a loser. Or like, I'm stupid. We're like, no, don't say that about yourself. You're not stupid. You're not stupid, honey. You're not. Don't say that about yourself. I want a hot dog real bad. Anyways, that was a horrible Coolidge impression. I'll do a better one when I'm higher. And actually on the 4th of July. Thank you, next, Ariana. Uh, Shout out to the references of Ariana. I'm going to be shouting out Ariana throughout this whole thing. But yeah. Yeah. it's a part of recovery, and it's actually sitting back and actually thinking now, what does recovery looks like and feel like, and pretty much, yeah, how does it look like and feel like? No one ever, well, people know, they talk about it all the time. I don't. Yeah, it's hard to describe, but I want to really delve into like a deep definition of recovery, in the future, and this would be kind of a mechanism to help me do that in a way, because it is therapeutic, getting all these thoughts out into the universe, and hopefully somebody hears them. Like somebody said, I was like, "Are you talking out loud or are you talking to me?" I'm like, both. Why not both? Um, and people like it's another thing too. It's like I find speaking out loud to myself as a part of recovery. Like it's so funny how people like look at you like you're when you do it in public. F that, I do it in public. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't just talk about me behind closed doors. I do it in public. Where's the snoozy snooze? So 41. So yeah, I have to actually keep a timer on this too. So I have 2 more minutes for the topic of let's see, let's see, huh? So this is mine. Anyways, yeah, 2 more minutes into 1 more minute until I have to switch over to the next topic of what's next. Oh, what is next? And also too, this is subtitle number 4. How I had to like get into the thing of actually saying that too. Like, what subtitle are we on? But yeah, it's just like it's the full on recovery, and I feel like my wings are finally almost fully developed, and I am like on a flourish as a butterfly, and I'm like a bird. I want to fly away. Yeah, that was horrible. I don't know where my home is. But yeah, just like talking to myself, getting to know me. Someone was like, why are you talking to yourself out loud? I'm like, well, it's a way of getting to know myself, because how would you ever get to know someone if you never spoken to them or had a conversation with them? Like how can you say you truly know someone? You can't. Oh, we just entered into Herbalife Village. So let me see. We know what that means. It's on to the next topic. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on to the next topic. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. So, like, it doesn't matter if I actually do the volume on this, it doesn't go down. That's crazy. Stupid. Anyways, I had to change the volume on that. But thank you. Next to the next topic. So yeah, just like I feel like I'm almost done with my cover recovery, but like everything is building traction, everything is coming full circle, everything is doing a 360, everything is starting to happen. It feels like everything is starting to happen finally, finally. Anyways, what's next? Thank you. Next, I want a hot dog real bad, but also too, I'm not really doing it real bad. Oh, I can really go for a hot dog real bad. Anyways, so subtopic number 5? What's next? So yeah, what's next? I realize that I'm a creative, and partially the reason why I've been so down in the dumpy dumps is because I haven't been able to express myself, or haven't had haven't had the freedom to be a creative. And also too, I realized that I never really challenged myself. I've what? Well, yeah, I have. Okay, so like I think like a lot of things. I'm so hard on myself, which I love it. I love it. I push your car to the branch. I love it. I don't care. But yeah, I love that I've been so hard on myself, because it's training, like pretty much when Piccolo was training Gohan, and he took off like his shoulder pad like cloaky thing, cape thing, and it was pretty much a weight. It's like I feel like I can just like take off the weight of the masking and the defense mechanisms and focus on being happy in the moment, being present, being a creative, and actually creating art. Like there's so many things that I kind of stopped because of depression. I'm with sketching, sewing, bodybuilding, like gaming. I was like, I'll dip in, like I would dip and dabble out of those things, but just being so ADHD prone to just being addicted to video games, I kind of stopped that. Uh, a lot of personal issues in the family happened, so kind of stopped lifting, and just a whole slew of stuff happened, and kind of lost all that. Goddamn sciatica, fuck sciatica. I barely know her. So I'm dealing with sciatica, so I'm trying to like relieve the pain for not sitting too long at the moment. That's from not lifting. Like I haven't lifted in so long that my muscles have deteriorated to the point where it's like I am a normal human. I'm no longer immortal. I'm mortal. Ew. I'm a muggle. Blah. Anyways, so now I believe that like I have to start lifting again because like I'm dealing with all these stupid health problems that normal people deal with. Oh yeah, relieve that pressure from the back. Um, but yeah, I'm like I'm no longer a part of that madness. I'm not. I'm no longer part of that sadness. Like I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I feel that I'm able to move on to bigger and better things throughout the whole process within this last week, and. Sorry for the coffee. Hopefully I didn't do it into the mic. Jesus Lord Christ in heaven. But yeah, I'm able to like move on. I can move on. I can move. I can actually have it next. And another thing that I realized too is a lot of those. Oopsie. Oopie. Poo, poo. Another. Oops. Yeah. So another thing I realized I can move on now. And another thing that I realized is yeah, a lot of those people that were in the wakey bakeries. Um, and just in general, a lot of people in the service, surveillance, and sanitation. Excuse me. Shout out to the people. Shout out to the people. But they're a lot of them don't have their mental health in check. A lot of them value those jobs way too much. A lot of those people don't see an X. Yeah, a lot of those people, they value those jobs way too much, and they don't see an X. They don't see another opportunity. Like I remember when I like kind of like hanging out with Matthew in New York. Different class. Shout out to the Jewish people. You know, I'm thinking to myself, okay, when I got there, a survival job, get a survival job in, either sanitation, surveillance, or service. And it's like, I can just get a job, just anything, entry level to those. He's like, why are you want a job like that? It's like, dream. He's like, go big. Like, why would you put yourself there? It's like, why? Think about what you're qualified for and just go for that. Like, and now I can have that. Like, I have that feeling and now to go big. Think big. Like Doug. Think big. Shout out to Doug. Anybody who remember Doug from, back in the day from Nickelodeon, the Think Big episode. I love that episode too. So now I actually have the option to think big, and I know I can actually achieve these things opposed to just thinking them. Because before, wrapped in my ADHD autism brain, it's fun to fantasize and think about all these possibilities, and also to being with ADHD, just like your brain is just gone, on to the next. What's next? What to do next? But now I feel definitely with the cannabis in the medication. Also, too, I've been doing years of meditation, and I'm getting back into meditation. I can actually focus on having a life and not focus on the madness and sadness and craziness of having a job and just going into survival mode. I can actually lay back. And another thing is that because I'm in my empty apartment with the white walls and I'm living way below my means and no longer tied into the matrix of it all of consumerism and capitalism. I'm like, I never really cared about all those things, but now I really don't care. It's like definitely when I can explore my passions too and my talents. That's another thing. That's a thing. When working those jobs, just to interrupt myself, because it's very important to say, I didn't really have the capacity, the mental, physical, spiritual, any capacity at all to actually seek out my passions or talents. And like, I always thought, yeah, like I did. The funny thing is, like, I did a lot with my passions and talents, but the thing is, like, that's me on autopilot and not really trying, and well, not I should say not really trying. Give myself more credit. That's me at base form. So that's me base form, base. Yeah. So Jesus, Lord Christ in heaven. But yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like I took for granted too. It's like I actually have an opportunity. I have skills. I need to improve my skills. I have like additional skills that's not fit for corporate. I think outside the box, and yeah, that's another thing with the ADHD and autism that I'm glad that it kind of hindered me in a lot of ways, but it kind of sheltered me from a lot of things that now I can look forward to next. And I don't only have the only opportunity is before what I thought was getting a degree and getting a corporate job so I can move beyond poverty. And that's no longer the option anymore. I mean, like, that's no longer the only option in my mind anymore. And because I have my mental health more in check. And yeah, I can actually focus on the next. And the next is just becoming a creative, getting myself out there, doing the podcast, doing more photo shoots, sewing, playing instruments, drawing, art, just art, art. Did someone say art? Shout out to Bob. Shout out to Bob, drag queen. And with that saying, yeah, this is the next. So, welcome to the next. This has been my first podcast sponsored by Crazy Lion. Ooh, Crazy Lion. I said Cozy Lion earlier. It's Crazy Lion. Oh my god, I said Cozy Lion. It's Crazy Lion, bro. Ew, I like Cozy Lion better. If you doing Crazy Lion and you ain't cozy, you lying. Anyways, blueberry sativa. Sativa, barely Noah. Sativa, barely Noah. Uh, I absolutely love me. Let me drink another sip of my water because my dry ass like cotton throat. We're not gonna say that. I'm black, but cotton mouth. Oh God, I'm not saying that as a black person. I have what a lot of hating ass bitches suffer from called dry throat. Yeah, dry throat syndrome. So I'm one of those thirsty bitches. My throat is pretty dry. Yeah, I'm a hating ass bitch. Yeah, I suffer from thigh throat, dry throat bitch syndrome. Let me drink some water real fast. High quality H2O. I love that drink. But well, anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up this podcast with my random thoughts podcast. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you like it because I do, because I love me and I love you, and you know how can you love? What is love? No, but my real outro. Life is stupid, so let's make it awkward. And yeah, probably down the line, I'll explain the life is stupid and let's make it awkward. That's my mantra. Like Jinx, water off a duck's back. Jeez, slow it down. You need to slow it down. Anyways, I'm like my alcoholic mother at a party. I'm leaving, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving in a couple of minutes. A couple of minutes could be a couple of sets of 10 minutes. But no, let me get out of here because I actually have things to do. Like moving on to the next. What do I do next? Actually, you're figuring out a plan too. But anyways, life is stupid. Let's make it awkward. I'm outie, and thank you for tuning into this podcast. And episode 2 will be coming in, I guess, tomorrow morning. All right.